What is good, y'all? Kip up here, and here we are for some Gen 7 NU. They are running a suspect test, which is why I wanted to record. Shout out to the really low quality picture here. When I got it off Google, it looked far better, let me tell you. But I think I'm just gonna start changing the background of my showdown thing to whatever Mon I think puts in work. This team is named after Cinchino. This is a team from Eclipse, from the NU team Bazaar or Bazar. I have no clue how the hell to say it. But I may leave it in the description, or I may just leave the team. But anyway, it's definitely not mine. It is Eclipse's. I did make a variant of it where I replaced Cinchino with Dodrio, which is also pretty fun as well. But we're going to be using this variant because I've had the most fun with it. Now, as with NU right now, they are suspecting Meloetta. Meloetta is pretty bulky on the SPDF side and has very few switches. Its most problematic sets to me are the Colbur, Calm Mind +3 attacks and the Spec set. It has U-turn, it has Psyshock, Hyper Voice, Focus Blast, a lot of coverage and a super high special attack stat, so I do believe it will be banned. I personally think it'll be banned, but it may be a closer call than I expect. So we will see what pretty much is voted on. For right now, I believe only about 17 people have the requirements at this point, and hopefully I'm one of them. On my Kip Up account, I got pretty close. I have another like 33 games to play, but I don't think I'm gonna get it. But I just want to try on here. I'm going to get the reqs no matter what on whatever account. I don't know, don't care. But this is the main team I've been using to ladder, so hopefully you guys learn how to play this team a little bit from me and are able to have as much success as I have or better. Now, just real quick, I'm going to join a chat just to see my rank, rank Kip Up, where I am on the ladder, because I want to show you guys where I am. 1237, my highest was like 13 something, I believe. So 1237 is good for how high on the ladder. 1237, yeah, it was definitely higher earlier. 1237 is right about here. You do see I have pretty much 2100 coil. 2700 is the requirement. However, obviously, just not doing well enough. I don't think I'm going to get it, so I'm going to try yet again on all these accounts. But just to show you guys where I am, I've been having success. The team is really good. It's one of my favorite to ladder with. I'll go through it just real quick. Pretty much around banded Cinchino, which is pretty strong. If anything, I would probably replace Knockoff with Rock Blast. But that's pretty much up to whatever you want to do, because this team does deal, well, not deal, it has a little bit of trouble with Xatu. Of course, it also has trouble like Audino and a couple few threats. I'll point them out if we see them. But Choice Band Audino. Psychium Z Whimsicott, this is mostly for what was I thinking? It's mostly for fighting types, although you do have Moonblast, which is the same base power. But Garbodor is the main reason we run this. I believe it does like 90 or something to Garbodor, so it is able to do a hefty portion. So basically after it switches in on rocks, it is gone. So that is really nice. Next up, we do have the Rocky Helmet Garbodor. Originally it has much higher Spatak normally, but I just threw in a little bit of SPDF because it wasn't really switching in on Spec Sceptile very well, and I thought that was something it should do just a little bit better. This way it takes less than half from a Spec's Leaf Storm. Next up, we do have Choice Scarf Delphox, which is a fantastic cleaner and also outspeeds what was it? Alone with Sand Slash, even Jolly under Aurora Veil. So that's really nice. Fire Blast, Psychic, Grass Knot, and Switcheroo. So if we were to catch a Slowbro or a Seismitoad or something that doesn't want a Choice Scarf, of course we can switch it off. Grass Knot is for the Slowbros, for the Seismitoads. Things of that nature, and then we have the two stabs. We have Seismitoad here, Stealth Rock, Scald, Earthquake, and Sludge Wave. Originally, I believe it had Brick Break for the Aurora Veil matchup, because this was originally made for the for NUPL. But I threw on Sludge Wave so then we can hit incoming Sceptiles a lot harder, because they can tend to switch in on Scald or Earthquakes and take maybe 22-23% from the Earthquake and less from the Scald. So now we do have decent coverage. Doesn't do a ton, but does a respectable amount to where I believe Sceptile takes like 40, 45, maybe even 50, and it has a chance to poison, of course. And lastly, we do have Assault Vest Hariyama. There are probably better Assault Vest Mons on this, or in this tier. But Hariyama provides A, very bulky switch in, B, priority in the form of fake out, knockoff utility, and just super strong attack, just being able to hit a lot of things pretty hard. So we're going to get a couple matches here. I'm not going to play a ton, just want to play a couple just to see how I'm doing. We do get a actually kind of scary team here. Manure is, even though people don't think it's a threat, it is a humongous threat still in the tier. So for right now, I do believe I want to leave Cinchino. The reason for that is I can U-turn out on the Vikavolt, I can Bullet Seed the Manure, Bullet Seed that, U-turn out on that, and probably Tail Slap that to death. So of course we're going to leave Cinchino here. Just overall, I think the best for us. I'm hoping he does not lead with Drapion, because he can Pursuit Trap me. Additionally, Vikavolt would be fairly hard to switch into. He does lead Drapion, which is unfortunate. However, my two immediate switch-ins are perfectly fine. That, of course, being Seismitoad and Garbodor. Just going to U-turn here. He is not Scarf, which is very good information. I'm going to go into Seismitoad just to make sure. If he knocks me off, it's not a huge deal. He's actually Z Acupressure. However, he does get the it's a Focus Energy, but also a Special Attack Raise. So this shouldn't be huge. I think I'm just going to get my rocks up. I don't think he really... Yeah, he doesn't really have a way to punish me. I can Earthquake here. Thank goodness he only got +2 Special Attack, because otherwise this could potentially be an issue. But right now we're looking pretty good. Of course, he can crit my Seismitoad all he wants, frankly. It really doesn't matter that much. Seismitoad is good for the Kamala and the Manure to some degree. So I think I'm okay with taking a little bit of damage. His switch-ins include Cradilly, Manure, I guess, not Manure, Cradilly, and Kamala. He opts to go Cradilly. At this point, I think I do want to... Actually, I always forget this thing's weakness. So weakness, Cradilly. Let's see here. Bug, Fighting, Ice, and Steel. So, I think I'm just going to go into Yama here. Can't do anything to Yama. Doesn't have a good... he has no good CC switch in. So because of that, I'm going to Fake Out off the bat. He goes Quag. That's fine. I'm going to go out into Whimsicott. Doesn't have the greatest switch-ins to Whimsicott either. He immediately Scalds. I'm going to Moonblast off the bat. The reason I did that was to make sure he didn't go out into Vikavolt. Yeah, just pretty much to make sure. Quagsire's now gone, which is absolutely fantastic for me. As for Manure, since I have Vikavolt, that's fine. I do believe it's my time to sack. Yeah, it was definitely time to sack Seismitoad there. I can now definitely go out into my Cinchino and potentially Tail Slap. Tail Slap looks pretty good right now. Additionally, I can go on to Delphox. The reason I don't want to go on to Delphox is because I don't want to risk it missing. I feel like Cinchino is probably the best for right now. I'm able to just Tail Slap. He doesn't have the best Tail Slap switch-ins, as he just decides to sack Vikavolt. So that's fine. If he goes out into Manure, I think I have to stay in. He goes Kamala, which is okay. I'm just going to stay in. Yeah, so he definitely does not get the rapid spin off, and the crit really didn't matter. I do believe I knocked it out in 5 hits. So he goes on to Manure. I have to stay in. The reason for that is because I just can't let him set up, and additionally he can't get a substitute up if I do that. He does Shell Smash, which is fine. I can go out and do Garbodor. This thing does not have reliable recovery, and at the end of the day, Hariyama should come in and just deal with the Cradilly. So, pretty standard game, and also if he has Stone Edge, ooh, he's special. Cool. Pretty standard game. Yeah, he can do that if he wants to. Of course, I can go on to Yama, and I can fake this thing out. There we are. Crit probably mattered, but regardless, I just sent out something else to sack. So the game was over. He just forfeits because he doesn't want his Cradilly to die, apparently. And there we are. That is the first of our climb in the suspect test ladder. So you guys saw how I deal with threats. Pretty standard. This is actually kind of a scary team. Clauditor's a low ladder hero, let me tell you. It is very common. I'm going to lead. I really don't want him to lead Sceptile. That would be the worst thing ever. But at the same time, he doesn't have the best answers to like Seismitoad as a lead. Regardless, I'm going to lead Delphox. I think I did that right. Because Gallade actually an issue. Gallade is an issue to this team. I'm going to Fire Blast here. I don't do a lot there. And he actually just OHKOs me. That's pretty concerning. At this point, I can go out into, I can go into Cinccino, and I can simply Tail Slap. We don't know if it's Scarf, because of course Delphox was Scarf. So honestly, I have no clue. But he does not have a switch into Cinccino. He does not, he just doesn't. Yeah, so it was not Scarf, which is super nice to know. I'm hoping Sceptile comes out here. Actually, no, I'm not hoping Sceptile comes out. I really don't want Sceptile to come out, frankly. I don't want him to deal real damage to my switch in. So he goes Evire. Evire normally doesn't run Scarf. I should be able to just Tail Slap it and hopefully kill it. Yeah, this thing's banded. It is Tail Slap, Stab, 5 hits every time. So long as I don't miss the 15% of the time I normally would, I should be alright. I feel like I just kind of jinxed it there. Nope, this thing is gone. Yeah, goodbye. 4. Yeah, only 4 hits. So that's pretty nice. Really, his one answer is Sceptile, which is great because I always have actually 2 switch-ins. Yama always gets 3 KO'd by Specs Giga Drain. It takes at least one Leaf Storm. I forget the calcs from there. I'm gonna go Garb here. He does Focus Blast, which probably was not the play, to be honest. This is a free Sludge Wave for me. Yeah, this is a pretty free Sludge Wave. As for the Charizard, I would assume it's Z Celebrate because that is a low ladder hero down here. That is pretty big. Let's see. Frankly, I don't want it to be able to set up. But at the same time, I don't feel like I have an option. Yeah, because I was going to say, this thing could potentially be, like, not Specs. So I do get a crit. Honestly, it didn't matter. Garbodor is around, I guess, for the Pikachu at this point, if it's Volt Tackle. So, wasn't much reason to stay in. I can now go into Seismitoad. Seismitoad's a decent switch-in for right now. Unless he's running HP Grass, to which is not a huge deal. He Water Pulses. I am immune. I can get my rocks up now, so that guarantees that Zard's taking at least 49% coming in, unless he switches it in right now. So that is perfectly fine. Does Dragon Pulse. That's okay. I'm going to go hard out into Cinccino. Well, not Cinccino. Whimsicott, because Dragon Pulse does not affect it. He could Ice Beam. This thing does get Ice Beam. And that would be a great play, although I definitely don't expect it to happen. I'm just saving Yama because of Fake Out. I want to take the least amount of damage possible. He Dark Pulses. That's fine. I just Energy Ball here. I don't think I knock it out, but I do a respectable amount of damage. If he brings in his Zard hard on the Energy Ball, not only do I outspeed, but I also have the Z Psychic that more or less nabs a kill here. So we do just a little bit more than half. That's unfortunate. He actually doesn't confuse me or anything. Goes for the Water Pulse, so he didn't have coverage for Whimsicott, which is great. So basically I get a kill within 2 turns. And this looks like pretty much an elementary win here. If he goes for Celebrate for whatever reason with Zard, of course I can Encore him into Celebrate. So then he pretty much loses regardless. We'll see what he does here. I'm going to put the timer on just to maybe add just a little bit of pressure to him. Shout out to Vanillix Pavilion for this for his music, by the way. It is the it's against Team Skull, kind of a remix, which is I think is pretty cool. This guy's taking his time. I've been uploading a lot, well, at all the last like 4 weeks because I'm lazy. So I'm not even going for an apology or anything right now. Just know that I do regret it and I messed up. Like, I know I should record. So that's on me, entirely on me. Not making any excuses. I'll do as much as I can. No promises. School just started up for me, so there's that. But final loses Cloudster. At this point, I have a perfect switch into. I have pretty much 3 perfect switch-ins to Pikachu. I'm unsure of Pikachu's speed, because thank God I don't use it a lot. I might use it in the PU live. That'd be fun. Yeah, it'd actually be pretty fun. Let's see how. Okay, his speed is only 306. So with that in mind, I can probably just go hard Seismitoad. Hidden powers. Looks like that would probably be HP Ice. I have no reason not to Scald here. As even if he knocks out Seismitoad. Oh, he has Grass Knot. It's fair. As I was saying, even if he did have something that did like kill me, I had, you know, a bunch of switch-ins. So now we just stay in. Hopefully Cinccino does kill. He actually put in a lot of work this game. I forget what it did last game. Okay, so he did EV it correctly. 85% of the time I win on this turn. Yeah, there we are. So takes 3 hits, but that is the game. So there goes that. We are working our way up the ladder. Of course, these are going to be a few low ladder games because that is how you get up the ladder. You play worse players, make your way up. This is a scary team. We got 2 Shell Smash Mons, an Ariados that may or may not be Choice Sash. Or Choice Sash, what am I saying? Focus Sash. Pretty scary team. The Shell Smash Mons are the ones I'm most scared of. However, Whimsicott, of course, can Encore them if I do make a correct prediction, which I feel like I very well can do. I'm leading Yama purely to be able to fake this out. Definitely don't want it to still have it Sash. I can now Earthquake. His whole team's grounded, so no matter what... Oh, that didn't do a lot at all. I'm going to knock off here. But anyway, no matter what, his team's grounded, so Earthquake hits everything. Just not for a lot of damage. He decides knockoff was his play. So we do knock out the Ariados. Unfortunately, he does have the Sticky Web. Fortunately, however, Delphox outspeeds everything that is not set up. So I can now go into Garbodor very effectively. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. At this point, I can, I'm not sure. No, he's Life Orb. For that reason, I'm going to set up a Spike. Spikes are pretty good for right now. He chooses to Hidden Power, whatever that is. I'm just going to use my Spikes again. There's no reason for me to keep Garbodor around. I can now go out into Delphox, and Fire Blast is in order here. I feel like Fire Blast is a good play. Yeah, so there goes Lurantis. My play, if he goes Huntail, is hard into the my Whimsicott. He goes Huntail, yeah. It is hard Whimsicott. You do not let this thing set up. He does set up. I can now Encore it. Nothing he can do about that. And that means a free Moonblast for me. So that is great. Thank goodness we did get this threat under control. I'm Moonblasting purely because I can continually Encore it. Moonblast hits everything for neutral damage and super effectively hits the Malamar, so I should be okay. Anything that comes in does get its sturdy broken. He goes down to Crustle, that is okay. Gets to a KO'd, which is fantastic for me. Yeah, that was also Shell Smash, of course. So Moonblast should deal with this quite well. And there we go. He's down to 3 Mons. The Ditto isn't looking too threatening, especially if he copies Whimsicott. At that point, I sack my Seismitoad and call it a day. Whimsicott is pretty important for the Malamar, as is, of course, the Delphox. He goes on a Ditto. That's fine. I go out into Seismitoad because he's likely Scarf. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, he Moonblast, that is okay. I'm just going to actually... I'm going to Earthquake. Ooh, bad play on my end. Bad play on my end. I'm just going to Sludge Wave here. Of course, no reason not to. If he goes out into Huntail, naturally I go hard into my Whimsicott. If he goes out into Malamar, I still go hard. No, I don't go hard. I sack Toad. I try to get my rocks up. So we'll see about what he does here. Basically, the entire goal is I don't need this to set up in my face. We'll see if he Z-Celebrate here. Because, of course, that is a set as well, which is pretty threatening. If he Z-Celebrate, frankly, I might lose. He goes with Superpower, which is fine. I can go on to Whimsicott. And now I can Moonblast. That should be good damage. And if he locks himself into Superpower, I am encoring him. He actually Psycho Cuts. There we are. And that should be game there, because you can't set up and beat Whimsicott at the same time. There we go. I'm actually faster. So I think Whimsicott just wins here. So yeah, this is going pretty well. This is going pretty well. Yeah, so Huntail is down, and that is good game. We'll get one more in just to crack 1100. No reason to or not to. Of course, I'm going to be recording each of my sessions. I do have one more Eclipse team. I have a variant of an Eclipse team, and maybe I'll build, excuse me, myself. Frankly, I don't want to. I may use a Alolan Cancer, which is Aurora Veil. Maybe once, maybe twice. We do see this weird team with a Torterra. The rest of the team is pretty threatening. This Magus is pretty scary. He only has one form of hazards, and he has one form of hazard control. So that is okay. I feel like my best lead right now is still Chinchino, because I have switch-ins to, yeah, he goes hard Torterra. I can definitely go out into probably Whimsicott here. With any luck, this isn't the, ooh, that did a lot of damage. Yeah, so he gets his rocks up. At this point, easy Moonblast for me. He doesn't have a Moonblast switch-in. I do believe Torterra should die. I could also use Z-Psychic. No reason for it, though. Oh, I wish I did. We crit it, though, which is great. I can now go on to Seismitoad, and unless he's carrying HP Grass or Grass Knot, he really doesn't threaten me. Yeah, so I can go Toad. Of course, he can Flare Blitz. I'm just going to Stealth Rock here. He could be E-Belt. Of course, we haven't seen what he is. He crits me back, so I guess that is justice for the Moonblast crit. Goes hard on a Hitmontop. That is okay. I'm just going to Scald this to hopefully fish for a burn, wear it down. He Toxics me. So I'm going to go Garb. If he goes for a close combat, anything but an Earthquake, I should be okay. Yeah, so he spins. I'm still going to get a Rock Up or a Spike Up. Spike is a pretty nice, actually. Just getting some chip damage on everything. He goes on to Slowbro. It's fine. I'm staying in and actually Giga Draining because I don't want this setting up on me. He Side Shocks. That's okay. I'm going to get my Spike up. There we are. He can do that. At this point, I can Whimsicott. I can Energy Ball. I do a lot to anything. He stays in with Slowbro. Unfortunately, he does do that. I'm gonna Encore this. Ah, he goes Hitmon. Crap. I'm gonna go and Moonblast here. No, I'm not. Apparently, that's really good. I'm gonna try to Moonblast again. Maybe I'll Moonblast. Maybe I won't. Let's see. Let's see what the game thinks. Actually, this thing was a pretty big threat to him. It outsped his entire team, save for the probably Scarf Emboar. Thankfully, Emboar does not have a form of recovery. Yeah, it has no form of recovery. Yeah, there we are. We can easily Energy Ball. I clicked Energy Ball in case he went into Slowbro for some reason. Probably would have taken one Moonblast. Of course, he can go out into his Emboar now. Probably don't have much of a use for Whimsicott. Goes on Silvally Dark. That's fine. I can easily Moonblast this unless he has some move to hit me. Of course, he does have the Ice Beam. So I'm going to go on to Hariyama and I'm going to knock off here, predicting a switch in to Miss Magus. Yeah, I'm hoping he goes Miss Magus here. Won't kill, but it'll do good damage. He actually goes on the Slowbro. Almost get rid of the Slowbro. And I can just knock off again. Yeah, knock off is perfectly fine. Yeah, so Slowbro is gone. At this point, I save this for the Miss Magus, which does not kill me with anything unless it is +2 Z move, which I believe kills from this range. Of course, I can be ballsy and just switch hard out into Cinccino on that. I would assume his Emboar comes out. Okay, well then I can go Toad. He uses superpower, which is perfectly fine. I can try to get my rocks up here. Of course, I probably will not be able to. Yeah, that's fine. And now I can go out into Delphox. No Fire Blast switch in whatsoever. Yeah, he goes on a Silvally Dark. Yeah, that does way too much damage. And if I hit another, then it looks like game. Yeah, it definitely looks like game. He is not faster than, yeah, he goes Missy. I think Cinccino is still the play. I really do think Cinccino is the play. I can save my priority with Yama, and I can 1v1. Yeah, he T-bolts. Of course, knockoff is going to nab a kill somehow. Something is dying to this. He chooses Torterra. Yeah, so he chooses Torterra to die off. He now goes Emboar. No matter what, I believe I sack Cinccino here. Yeah, that's fine. Because of that, I can go out into this. I can Psychic. Nice. I can Psychic again the Miss Magus. Should do a lot of damage, which it does. He can Shadow Ball. Unless he crits me with a Z move, I live. Unless it's Twinkle Tackle. So he does decide a Dazzling Gleam. And we kill it. So that is fantastic. It was Sash, which is an interesting set. So that will be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more. This team will probably be in the description. If not, is in the NU team, Bazaar or Bazar or whatever, however you pronounce it. If I can find the link to the suspect test material, I will bring that. Bazar link, Bazaar link, whatever the hell. Of course, there's a link to my Smogon profile if you want to contribute any teams, any tier at all. I don't think I'm missing anything. Just like, comment, and subscribe. Glad to be uploading again, and I'll talk to you guys soon.